and gentlemen,
Good morning!
Welcome to Good Morning Wrestling with your host Samuel Lyon on the Sports Jedi Network Heel of the Ring podcast, your morning fix on the world of pro wrestling. WWE Raw, SmackDown, NXT, TNA, AEW, Evolve, MLP with hot takes, reviews, rumors, opinions. Tune in, let's start your day by getting over and feel the force.
Please hit the like button, share and subscribe to our channel. Watch along with live wrestling events on Heel of the Ring playback app. Follow Samuel Lyon at SamuelEkPay7 on the X app.
Hello and welcome to another interesting, another lovely episode of the Samuel Lyon. Did you see what I did there? Hello, good morning, good morning. Welcome to Good Morning Wrestling. Yeah, as part of the Heel of the Ring podcast, live on Sports Jedi Network. I'm so elated to be here as part of the WrestleMania week. It's the WrestleMania weekend. Woo! I'm so elated. I'm like, it's one of those. This is one of those weeks as a fan of pro wrestling that you are happy and elated to be alive. This WrestleMania week has been crazy. I know WWE World opened up yesterday. We saw a lot of videos, a lot of content being created. The people eggs blowing up with people going there and having fun. The LFG show emanating there, podcasters, content creators, fans, creators, business people, executive, salesmen, everybody is in Las Vegas. Unbreakable last night. We're gonna get right into that. But I just want to thank you so much this morning for joining me live here today for our Good Morning Wrestling show with your host Samuel Lyon. This is one of the best things to do. I couldn't wait for today's show because a lot happened, and as you can see, we started a bit. It's still early in the morning. This is 10:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time for most of you, and for the rest of the world, different time zones. Good morning. It's Good Morning Wrestling. I'm so elated to be here, and we'll love to see how this rolls. Thank you so much to the host, the founder, Sakev. Shout out to Chris. Shout out to everybody doing great job here on this network, trying to put out the word. The shows from the NFL to the NBA, the NHL, UFC, everybody doing great job. Amazing stream last night for Unbreakable at our Sport Jedi Network, the playback, the app. Amazing stream. If you join, thank you so much. Well done for joining us. And please don't forget, this is Good Morning Wrestling here on Sport Jedi Network. Like, comment, send in your chat. We'd love you to join the conversation. We'd love you to be a part of this. And look up. You see the subscribe button. Please subscribe. Subscribe, turn on your notification button so that anytime we have something on for you, yeah, you can be a part of it. I want to give another shout out. I want to give a special shout out to our host, the founder, the man that runs the place, the man that keeps the lights on here, Sakev. Like I wouldn't be able to do this and be here live without his push, without his coaching, without his motivation, and without him speaking positivity and live into this show and trying to always be there. And I love how coachable is to me. Like he's able to tell me when I F up. He's able to tell me when I'm doing the night job. He's able to tell me when I need to do this. I need to take. Like I love the fact that I get to get feedback from him. Anything negative, positive, he really takes his time to make sure that I am learning on the fly. I am trying to do this, and I love the fact that he does this for me. Shout out once again to Sakev, and I see what he's doing there. So Sakev is also here on Tuesdays and Thursdays. If you have not noticed, you would see he was on here on Tuesdays. He was on here on Thursdays, so you can go check that out. But this show is and was meant for Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays with Charles Samuel Lyon. But Sakef is doing things to bring more content into this channel, into this network for the consumption of you, the viewers, the fans, our supporters, our family, our fam. I mean, thank you so much for the support. Thank you so much for tuning in. And please, just like I said, you can send in your chats. You can reach out to us, and we would put your chats here, and we'll be able to go in with the conversation. Today is a packed show. Obviously, it's WrestleMania weekend. A lot of noise, a lot of craziness, shows, independent shows all over Las Vegas as we speak. People are having fun. People are going out, and in terms of like the PR moves from Yeah, it sure look like everyone is in the news. Everybody is actually on the news. Like the PR moves for WWE has been crazy. Cena is in the news for his love for Vince. Reigns is in the news for everything going on with Vince. Sorry, with Trump. It's just like a whole lot, and I'm like, are they trying hard to turn heel right now? And it's just like a whole lot of things happening all at once, and I'm like, we don't know what's going on. Like the PR moves here is just crazy, and I'm like, what's going on? I mean, it's crazy, and we have a lot. Just like I said, we have a lot to get into here for the week that is WrestleMania week. And if you are just joining us, welcome and good morning. Good morning to you. Welcome to Good Morning Wrestling. I'm your host, Samuel Lyon, and for us to get right in on the show, we just have to refresh your mind. If you don't know if you are just coming in and you're like, what's going on? I'm like, what are we to expect? This week is very big and all of that. This is Sports Jedi Network as part of the Hill of the Ring podcast. Welcome to Good Morning Wrestling with your host Samuel Lyon. And for the big WrestleMania week, there's a promo you need to check to see what you should expect this weekend. And this weekend is one for the ages. Lackluster or not, this is the week everybody has been clamoring and waiting for. Good or bad, we are here for you.
Heel of the Ring podcast invite everyone to join our action-packed watch-along shows reactions and see the events on our Playback TV app. WrestleMania Weekend Showcase of the Immortals. First event to kick things off Thursday night, April 17th. Total non-stop action wrestling. TNA Unbreakable 2025 PPV. Friday night confirmed lineup for WWE SmackDown, April 18th, 2025. John Cena to appear. Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. WWE Tag Team Championship match. The Street Profits, C, versus the Motor City Machine Guns. Chelsea Green, Alba Fire and Piper Niven versus Zelina Vega, Kaden Carter and Katana Chance. WWE NXT's Stand and Deliver 2025 approaches on April 19th at the T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas. Fans are eagerly anticipating a card that delivers, pardon the pun, before WrestleMania 41. Confirmed matches. NXT Championship Triple Threat. NXT Women's Championship Fatal 4-Way Match. NXT Women's North American Championship Ladder Match. NXT North American Championship Match. NXT Tag Team Championship Match. WWE takes center stage with WrestleMania 41 the focal point of the action from Allegiant Stadium in Las Vegas. Night 1 Roman Reigns vs CM Punk vs Seth Rollins. The triple threat match will headline Night 1. WWE Women's Championship. United States Championship, LA Knight, C, vs Jacob Fatu. Jade Cargill vs Naomi. World Tag Team Championships, The War Raiders, Eric and Ivar, C, vs New Day. Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods, El Grande Americano vs Rey Mysterio. World Heavyweight Championship, Gunther, C, vs Jey Uso. WrestleMania 41 2025, Night 2. Undisputed Championship, Cody Rhodes, C, vs John Cena. Rhodes vs Cena will close out WrestleMania 41 Night 2. Women's World Championship, IYO Sky, C, vs Bianca Belair vs Rhea Ripley, a triple threat, Women's World Championship match. Intercontinental Championship, Braun Breaker, C, vs Penta vs Finn Balor vs Dominic Mysterio. Damian Priest vs Drew McIntyre. WWE Women's Tag Team Championship, Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez, C, vs Bayley and Lyra Valkyria. AJ Styles vs Logan Paul. Join our broadcast team for in-depth commentary and analysis of every match.
Amazing, amazing. Welcome back to Good Morning Wrestling, still with your host here, Samuel Lyon. And said we were going right into the action and we are going right into things. And I am very excited to be doing this. So just like I said, action packed week, but we have to just go straight to AEW because I'm like this. I was just looking at like, what do we start with? How do we make this crazy? How do we make this show one for the one that I'm actually so proud to have on? And I'm like, yeah, how better starting with the best thing to happen, because it was just like a whole lot of stuff happening in the in AEW, and you ask yourself questions like, what's going on? How can this be better? What can be done? Like, how can everything how can what's the case, like what's going on, like how can all of this be this crazy? And it was just like a whole lot of things, like a lot of craziness happening with AEW. And this past Wednesday literally has to be like one of the best shows they've done all year. um I didn't even know how to. I went into. I obviously every every AEW Dynamite, you'll be asking yourself, what's going on? What am I to expect from this show? What is this show offering me? Wow, how can we look at this and come out better? And you're just like, a lot of questions and happenings happening on the show, and it was one that I looked at, especially the because yeah, we are. I'm going to review. If you see on the script, you see Nick Wayne there. You see, like I'm reviewing both the Wednesday and the Thursday show, the Dynamite and Collision show. And I just, went in there wanting to literally have fun, wanting to be able to look at that show and be like, okay, so what am I to expect here? And I was shocked. I was literally, I know the match was supposed to happen, but I was shocked that we were getting Mercedes Monet and Athena for the spot for the Owens Hart. I'm like, what? Yes, the match delivered. Yes, the ladies went in there, they understood their assignment and they went in there and cooked. But I was like, huh? did they just throw away this match? Like I didn't. I was like, oh, I mean, the great story in there. Um, just like I told Sir Kev on Saturday show, Weekly Wrestling Chip Lock. If you have not listened, go check out the show. The show was amazing. I told Sir Kev, I'm like, at this point, I go into AW show understanding that if I'm looking for storyline, if I'm looking for them to connect the dots and everything, follow, if I'm looking for follow up, then that's the wrong show I'm tuning into. But if I just want to go in there every Wednesday night, every Saturday night, or every Thursday night, like the case may be this week because of WrestleMania week, I just want to go there, chill, and then have a great time as a wrestling fan and just watch and not be able then that's the show. So I that's the mindset I went in there this week to go with, and I was like, I was actually I was actually like I mean crazy. I'm like, yeah, all right. So the women cooked in there. All right, Josh Alexander is part of All Elite Wrestling. You know, there are rumors, if he will be going to WWE and will have the appearance of like the reconnection of the North. The North is a TNA tag team. I don't know if it was also in the independence between Josh Alexander and Ethan Page. So we're like, oh, are we going to have that? We've seen like the two free agents from TNA, literally have signed with AEW in Speedball Mike Bailey and now Josh Alexander. This person, he was a wild card and a great match by with him and Adam Page. But I was like, wow, he's taking the pinfall loss. Like Adam Page won, and I'm like, okay. And I was like, I don't know was with the new signees getting losing and all of that. I'm like, it doesn't sit well with me. But we could when we get to the collision, you will see because there was an aftermath. There was an incident that happened after the match where um him and where he attacked, he joined in the attack from the Don Carlos family and all of that craziness. And I'm like, already, um, that's a no-brainer since he's Canadian and Don Carlos is Canadian and the Don Carlos family. All of that. It's just like a whole lot, happening over there. I appreciated that. I'm like, okay, all right. So we'll move past that one. Um, we saw the return of Christian. Christian is back, and I had that altercation with him and his wrestling son in Nick Wayne, and challenging Nick Wayne to go prove himself. And obviously, did Wayne prove himself because Wayne was in a match on Collision. I think I'll be interviewing this. So he challenged him to prove himself and prove him wrong, and talk the talk. He's been able to talk the talk. So he should walk the walk too. Is that asked him to challenged him to do that, and which he delivered because Wayne was in a match with Commander the next night on Collision, still in Boston, and he had a banger of a match. And obviously, Commander, great in ring person that they did all they need to do, and obviously he came up victorious, and he is the current Ring of Honor television champion. And I'm like, okay, well, I mean, it was a great moment for a protege and a 20-year-old Nick Wayne. I i l- I love that for him. And also the Josh Alexander stuff, I need to connect that too, because for Josh Alexander, he he had a match with wait, he had a match. I believe just Lerner had a match on this show, and in which he won, and John Carlos family came in and all of that with um Rocky Romero with um I think I believe it was a tag team match. Yeah, it was a tag team match with Rocky Romero and Ishii were the tag team. I think it was if I'm not mistaken, Josh Alexander and was this Kyle Fletcher, if I'm not no, is it Takeshita? So I believe it's Takeshita, actually. It's Takeshita, and he you it was crazy. It was crazy. And to see what those guys did there. And obviously, he's part of the Don Carlos family now. And talking about Takeshita, oh shit, that match he had with Osprey, and gonna say like they more than delivered. I saw the match. They did so much. At some point I was like, is it not too much? I know it was TV and they really wanted to come out. It's kind of like a come out party, and they really wanted to do so much. But personally, for me, I was like, I would do better if I did not see almost all of the things they were doing. But unlike, I mean, it's Osprey and it's Konosuke, so they would definitely want to cook and cook. They did. I mean, they did an incredible. They did what it was actually an incredible match, and the Dead Riders versus Ops. I was happy to see happy for Powerhouse Hops. That before I go into the no pop that the Gates of Agony received, and the Hot Syndicate. My God, did they like? I'm like, how much did Gate of Agony owe them? Because I mean, they beat those guys from pillar to post. I mean, the created a bunch from the other guy. Like it was a great laugh. Like I was like, oh shit, this is crazy. And obviously with the with MJF coming out with the ladies and the jewelry and all of that. And I just want to talk about that one personally because for me, I'm like, what am I to take from that personally? Because you look at that scenario and you want to as like MJF, it would have been like I would have I appreciated enough to see MJF as part of the ONR Hard Cup. He's been talking about the triple B, wanting to regain his triple B, and I'm like, why does he need to get into the hot business to do that? Like it was just like a whole lot of things that I asked personally, and I'm like, I don't really understand what's going on, but I mean, as a wrestling fan, I love me some good segments like that post match with MJF coming out with the ladies and with the reaction from Shelton Benjamin with I mean the ladies was just your hands all over Bobby. I'm like I was at one point I was like, I don't know how Bobby or Shelton is holding down there, but my God, I would have folded like a fall paper ASAP. But so I'm like amazing moment. I mean, you don't sometimes even if the story is crazy or yeah, like yeah, you expected better, you wanted better from them, not for them, not from them, for them. Like MJF, like I'm like, I need to see MJF in the main event scene, in the world title picture scene. I'm like, he's doing this, he wants to get into the hot business. Why? Like I want to like have all that kind of this, all that emotion, all that feeling going in there. But at some point, I'm like, I still recognize when something is like, when something is, I mean, it's MJF, is MJ fucking F, yeah. So, I mean, it's still morning, sorry. If your tea, your coffee, and your room temperature water. I was like, he's MJF, yeah. So like, it's gonna be good. You know, MJF is gonna deliver. Like he's one of those ones that even if you give him shit, he's gonna make chicken shit salad with that. And I do appreciate what he did down there with the guys, and it was a beautiful segment, a great segment. I love that. And in terms of happiness, I was so really happy for Powerhouse Hops. Not for anything, but the fact that you love to see somebody win. Like you look at his career and everything going on with him, and how um there's just been a whole lot of craziness going on around. Like in terms of him, like always, there's always a push and stop with him. There's always a start and stop with him, and you just like, when is he going to get his cup up runs? Like it's just like a whole crazy scenario. I love the fact that he came out, he was part of that. And I mean, shout out to Hook, and I hope he recovers, because it has just been like a whole lot of craziness for those guys. And to see Joe, I mean, Joe really reminded us who the F he is. Like I looked at that, I watched that match, and I saw Joe's performance. I looked into that man's eyes, and I'm like, this is the man that I'm like, I'm of F this shit. we need to take this company back. It felt like the old guard again, like the old AEW. The reason why we love this company from the beginning, because they were the part. They were different from every other person. They took this. They were here for the fans, and over the past couple of months, I mean, more so a year or two, like it has felt like as if that has been we were drifting away from that. Tonight was one of those shows that you're like, what happened? Did somebody wake up from the right side of the bed? I'm like, man, let's go give them a show that they will look at. And seeing Ops win a small Joe, Shibata, and Powerhouse Hobbs. Like I, no matter how I felt going in there, no matter how like I'm like, oh, I can't help but be happy for somebody when they get their just due, and he did get his just due. And for the collision aspect of it, Mercedes Monet with I was like, wait, Mercedes Monet with Cameron, and like what's going on there? Like I don't even know, but I mean, great package for Anthony Bowens. Like I saw that package and I'm like, shit, that's how you do it. Like I love, and I know there has been no follow up with him and Max, with Max, but Max Caster. But at the same time, I'm like, I love the fact this something is been. I mean, you're putting out content for him. I hope it doesn't end there. I hope they follow it up. I hope he's out there performing. He's out there having matches. I was like, and I'm like, I just hope. Okay, I believe um that he has Billy Gunn. I believe Billy Gunn will be sticking with him, and that's still good for his character. I love the gimmick, the 5-2 player, the pride of pro wrestling. I mean, Cornish to who he is, and all of that. And I'm like, I mean, shit, I love that. Hopefully, they do follow up on that, and Adam Cole versus Claudio. Them freaking. Yeah, I did. I actually did. I love the Bowens package sincerely. Why I mean, shout out to Sakev. Hi, Sakev. He sent in the chat in there. Yeah, I love the Anthony Bowens package. I know they've not done follow up with him. I understand they have not done any follow up with him, but I don't know, for some reason that it felt. I'm like, are they doing it backwards? Because I believe, okay, I understand the surprise factor and all of that, but I was like, oh, I wish we were getting to hear from him, seeing video packages like this, and then we had that moment, Dynasty, and I also still wish feeling in my brain, I'm feeling like the moment at Dynasty did not happen. Like me watching that package and loving it is the fact that in my brain is like the moment at Dynasty never happened. It's as if like I'm getting a reintroduction, a repackaging. Um, I believe I am looking. Did he feel good or a bit hairy? Um, uh, um, this is why I love and hate Sakev at some point. It gets my brain spinning. Hmm. Yeah, it felt good. Now this other part, area or hurry, it just it's kind of like I wish they would have done this earlier, and then the moment a dynasty happened, even if I did not appreciate the fact that it's happening during the live, happening on during the pre-show. But I like the fact that they are doing at least they're doing something. I know you can't trust TK and the administration and all of that, but like at least we are getting something from him. I mean, it would have been very easy for them to not do anything. We've not. I'm not sure we've seen him since that dynasty moment. So at least just to get a video, and they did an incredible job with the video package, by the way. So I'm like, at least we're getting something from him. So I personally, like, I just literally, I just liked it, and that's just how like I feel. I know maybe you will need to give it one more week. Let's see what they do. Imagine they did not do follow up with the Sakev, they did not do that follow up with the 400,000 that they won. We did not see any video package. We did not see anything about. I believe Kevin Knight. And what the heck happened there with Kevin Knight and Lance Archer? I get this not a big man company, but my God, was that one of the most funniest shit? Like, I'm like, why is Kevin Knight beating Lance Archer? Like, couldn't they find any other person? Why must it be Lance Archer? And like, I feel so. Most of I feel so bad for Archer, to be sincere. I'm like, the way he's been treated, the way he's been, it's just been all about. Incredible backstage with Kevin Knight, Speedball. I mean, I don't even know what Speedball was doing there, but incredible backstage from Kevin Knight and Ricochet. Ricochet is doing a nice job. He's doing a nice job over there as a heel. And the hot wife reference for Samantha the Bone. Like, I don't know what's going on there, but like Archer been losing to Kevin Knight did not sit well with me at all. I mean Kevin Knight, the same person that could not beat Jay White, could not beat. I know we lost, but those are. But at the same time, he's Archer. He's a big man. I'm like, that did not sit well with me, and it was just crazy. But yeah, I love the I love the moments where Claudio, after the whole craziness with Adam Cole, I believe Adam Cole winning him, and he started breaking up shit, and he threw away the the oak tree, I mean the oak table, announce table, just destroying everything, and the fans chanting, "That's expensive" at him. I'm like, "And loser," but that's expensive. That chat got me. I was just laughing. I'm like, "Oh shit, this is crazy." What a way to start my morning today. I was just literally going through that, like watching the whole show and catching up with Unbreakable, which we'll be getting in the matter of moments. I just love the whole thing, and it was a great outing by AW. Um, by AW. Hey, we have a chat by Zaki Wani 09. Hi Zaki. Welcome to the show. Welcome to Good Morning Wrestling. This is with your Samuel Lyon. Hello Sam. Zaki is sending in. Yeah. Hello Samuel. Yeah. Hello Zaki. Thank you so much for sending in chat. If you have any questions, if you have any thoughts, if you have anything you want to contribute on the show, send it in. Don't hesitate. Send it in. I would love to get into it. I would love to address it here on the show live. Welcome to Good Morning Wrestling. I'm so elated to have you on here with me. And for every other person that is tuning in, please send in, show your presence, send a shout out. I'm here for you. Shout out to our host, our founder, Sakev, for always giving us the platform to do this morning. Thank you. This is Good Morning Wrestling with your host, Samuel Lyon, as part of the Heel of the Ring podcast. Yeah, live on Sports Jedi Network. And if you did not know, if you are not aware, I'm about to. Zaki has sent in a thought, and I'm going to get right in on it. But please, you will permit me to just do this small ad, and when I get back, I'm going to get straight to your thoughts. If you have for every other person that have more thoughts, send it in. I'm going to address it live on the show this morning. And if you are not aware, we're looking for great ladies, for insightful ladies, the ladies that love pro wrestling with us. If you want to do a show, if you want to host a show, if you want to be a part of the show, we can do that for you. Opening the floodgates, the open door for you. And if you are asking how is that possible, how can that be done, is this, check it out and see what I mean by this.
Sports Jedi Network, the Hell of the Ring podcast, is wanting to start and bring on the channel a women's wrestling podcast. We love to keep growing our audience, looking for eager, dedicated, insightful commentary and unique takes on wrestling news. We're impactful voices in the podcast arena. If this sounds like you, please reach out to me, and we want to create wrestling content together. Email me at bxjedi76@gmail.com or DM me at bxjedi76.
Hey, welcome back to Good Morning Wrestling. This is still Good Morning Wrestling with your host, Samuel Lyon. And like I said, we're gonna get right into the thick of things. And I would love to get in. And if you can see the graphics, we're gonna go straight into Unbreakable. But before we do that, Zaki did send in a chat for me this morning on the show on Good Morning Wrestling. Yeah. For our wonderful ladies, please, 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 we are looking forward to hearing from you. Email the email that you saw there. We'll get right to you. We'll get right back to you. This channel, this network is ready for you. This is Spotlight Network, and we'll love to get into things. So yeah, straight into things, the thick of things. So Zaki Wani _09 is asking, what do you think? What do you think? Who can be the opponent of Randy? Who can be the opponent of Randy? Oh, I think there was that type of who do I think would be should or would be the opponent for Randy? I mean, amazing, amazing, amazing question there, Zaki, and you get in my head. I'm still shocked. We have one more show to go before WrestleMania. Tonight, the Super Packed SmackDown. If you did not see our promo from Spoiler, you see the breakdown of all the things that we're supposed to expect this on WrestleMania weekend. And it's just like a whole lot of things going on there. And I just have my light go out. I'm going to address that. But before I do that, so I'll be off the screen and trying to fix the light while still answering this question. So Zaki, I actually did was asking myself like why would they do that, and like I love the callback. I love the callback. It feels like a callback to when we had Seth Rollins say, "Oh, he doesn't have a WrestleMania match," and Vince was just like, "You want a match? You can get to WrestleMania." And then we had the comeback for Cody, which is still perceived today as one of the best comeback. The comeback. I mean, he won an S. I believe he won an SPs. Is it SPs? The ESPN, the sports this thing for comeback of the year. He won multiple awards during that period for his comeback, and it was just like a whole lot of things going on there. And I'll ask for a minute and a quick break once again because I need to get the lights right. And please don't touch that dial. Don't leave. We are still here on Good Morning Wrestling with Samuel Ryan.
Sports Jedi Network The Hell of the Ring podcast is wanting to start and bring on the channel a women's wrestling podcast. We love to keep growing our audience looking for eager, dedicated, insightful commentary and unique takes on wrestling news. We're impactful voices in the podcast arena. If this sound like you, please reach out to me and we want to create wrestling content together. Email me at bxjedi76@gmail.com or RDM me at bxjedi76.
Welcome back. Welcome back. Oh my God. Shout out to I will come back to you, Zaki. Uh all right. Chris just said just woke up after a long TNA stream last night. Good morning, wrestling. Good morning, Chris. Shout out to you, Chris. Incredible. I'm like, you guys were on for 5+ hours. I'm like, holy shit. You guys are putting in the work. Like, I mean, this deserves standing. Oh, I mean, thank you so much, Chris. Thank you so much, Sake, for what you do for this network. I'm like, yeah, the guys are putting in the work. Um, yeah. I'm ready for WrestleMania. Asan Terrell. Hi there. Hi to Asan. Welcome to the show. Welcome to Good Morning Wrestling. So Asan is putting in here. Are you ready for WrestleMania 41 kickoff on Peacock? I mean, we're ready. We are packed and ready. We are ready to go. Like, I woke up this morning, I'm like, it's WrestleMania weekend. I mean, it was already WrestleMania week, but this is the WrestleMania weekend. We are getting right into the thick of things. Zaki, Zaki said, I am here. Don't worry. I will wait. Definitely. I know you're wait, and I'm ready to cook it right now for you. So back to the question that Zaki asked. What do I think would be, or who do I think would be Randy's opponent? I will get right into the thick of things for you, Zaki, on that, because personally I'm like, I love the callback to, I wish and I pray is not Solo Sikoa. I hope and I pray to the gods of pro wrestling, the gods. If there's a god out there for pro wrestling, if there are gods out there for pro wrestling, I pray. I mean, it, I trust Papa H on one thing and one thing only. He says he doesn't give shit. We heard the comments he made on that. We're gonna get right into the thick of things on that. On the internet, on the internet not being real and all that shit. We get that. But like personally, I was like, personally I am praying. I hope with everything I can hope on that. Please, it is nothing close to Solo Sikoa. I love them to do a callback to what we got with Seth Rollins 3 years ago by now, WrestleMania 38, when Cody did the comeback of the year. I want them to do something like that. And if that's the angle we are going, it will be a great fit to have Randy going there. I mean, tonight Randy should get peace. Tonight Randy should come in there. I'm like, what's going on? Why am I and Nick Aldis is like, I mean, after what you did to me and all that, Nick Aldis is like, Randy, you have stressed me all week. I'm stressed. I have a lot I'm dealing with. The executives, we are trying to get things in place. Some things are being delayed. I want them to just be so dramatic. I need Nick this to be as dramatic as he can be. And then tell Randy, night 2, you can see the WrestleMania card is being flushed. Everything is being ready. We are 7-6. So you can understand that we have a 7. Right now we're looking at what can be the 7th match, and your match was supposed to make it 7, and right now you don't have a match. So you want a match, you want an opponent, you want to ward the opponent. I'm going to give you one. So night 2, you are kicking off night 2. Your match will be kicking off night 2, and your opponent, you say you are the legend. Go out there, and I will send in your opponent. So the element of surprise. So get ready. I hope you're here with your kids. I hope you're always ready because your opponent will be there. And then everyone will be like, oh shit. So now we are all anticipating. Everybody will, the internet will be going crazy. Who would it be? Right now we have actually 3 people on the pipelines that are like, oh, they are WWE bound. We have Aleister Black incoming. He's even advertised, well, like from the numbers that the IWC, the decoded that it is going to be. Aleister Black is coming in SmackDown after WrestleMania. If they really want to get everybody's mind blown, bring Aleister Black for Randy. But at this point, Aleister and Randy, because Aleister is a darker character. I know Randy is a baby face right now, like is a darker character and all of that, and you're like, okay, so how can they do this? Personally, I would love for Aleister to have a big moment at WrestleMania, but personally, that wants people to get their love, get their flowers. But if you are asking me as a fan, if you're asking what is the fan in you, there's no better answer. A dark horse wild card with Jeff Cobb on that, but no better pick, for the comeback. It will be like a flat out moment. But Aleister Black is a darker character. I don't really want to, that dark feel to start up the best one. Imagine I'm just going to imagine a moment where the lights go out and we are all thinking, oh shit, is Aleister Black. And then you have the truck, and not the truck, the war truck. You know where I'm going with this. The war truck come out. The next thing you see, army men, navies, and then the spotlight shines. There is Lana. I'm like, holy shit. I want them to do go theatrical, go dramatic, go full-blown spectacle. And then everybody's like, spotlight, maybe do something dramatic where somebody's coming out from underneath and have that music hit, and it's Rusev, and Rusev Day is on night 2, and that place will go wild. And I don't know how it looks right now. I don't know his physical condition. I don't know if he's bigger now or if he's more thin, leaner, or more badass. Let that man come in there and everybody. I don't know what's the relationship right now with Lana. I don't know. I heard rumors that they are back and all that. I would love them just give us everything. And obviously, Rusev has been on the main roster for a longer time than Aleister Black. He's got them, and I know for sure he and Randy should one way or the other have touched over the years. Just imagine that moment. I wanted to just go full theatrical with it and then have Rusev Day come out and then go give them a banger of a match, and then Rusev can eat effing okay. Have them turn heel all of a sudden, and then have Lana low blow Randy slip of the day. Just have Rusev take the win, and then Rusev Day is going back. That would be a great moment. That would be a beautiful moment. Like Zaki even put in here. He said in the chat. Zaki says, "I want Rusev as his open. I want it to not for like as a like somebody that's watching. Like I believe like Aleister would be nice as like for the story of like Aleister Black, someone that Tony fumbled and all of that. But no greater moment, personally for me, no greater moment for the wrestling world than having Rusev come out. Like Rusev Day on night 2 would be impeccable. That would be lovely. So I just feel like that's like the best story to go with. And thank you so much, Zaki. Thank you so much, Zaki, for sending in that chat. I love telling you who I feel should be the best pick for Randy's opponent. And I hope it's not Solo Sikoa. I pray to because that's Solo Sikoa. And I hope they go with the route of the Seth Rollins, Cody, surprise elements for WrestleMania that they did. That would be impeccable. Or even because John Cena did it in 2018 with the Undertaker. Okay, I believe he actually did call out the Undertaker. In 2015, 2015, the late great Bray Wyatt did it with Undertaker. Still surprise element. I love they do this everything. Like 2018, 2019, 2020, 2021, 2022, okay. Yeah, cool. But like, I mean, thank you so much, Taki, once again for beautiful chat. I love getting down there for sitting down and for you on that. Back to the show, from the screen, you would see me. You're amazing. I tune in there. This is one of my. This have I watched? I believe I've watched them the TNA this year, but this was like kind of like my coming out party. Since it's been a while, I checked the show out, and seeing that the crew in Sakev and Chris were doing a nice job with the stream, I was like, I need to add that to my my bucket list. I need to get in there and watch the show, and I consumed the whole show. And my God, to the guys and girls that went in there and did a nice job for this show, it was amazing. It was beautiful. It was impeccable. I shout out to each and every. All right, so you guys can see this. So Sakev just texted and he said he might be Goldberg versus Randy. Sakev, I hope you're joking. I hope you're just trying to pop me this morning. I hope maybe you're just trying to be funny this morning. Gold what? Please get Goldberg away from my TV screen. Like, don't just get me started. Goldberg, come on. Sakev, I love you, but please, Goldberg should be nowhere near my screen, nowhere near Randy at WrestleMania. No, not at all. Zaki is even chiming him. Zaki saying, no, man, no, no, not at all. Yeah, Zaki, I stand with you. There's no way we have, WrestleMania week after all the preparations, all this month, waiting for how many weeks to get to WrestleMania, and it's Goldberg. I mean, come on, you should as well kill all of us before you give us Goldberg to watch as a match. for Randy. No. We don't want that. Thank you so much. Sakev, you're so funny on that, please. No, I mean, back to the show. Unbreakable was indeed unbreakable. I mean, it was amazing to see what the guys and girls did there on that show. I loved every single bit of it. I loved the fact that I could put in the work. I could be a part of the conversation, and I love the fact that I can do it. I can dissect this thing on the Lions Den here on the show and dissect this one on one. And so we'll get first off. I mean, my God, I need to get this one out of the. I need to get this one out of the window. Are you seeing your screen? If you check your screen, you would see right there. You will see right there, Sammy Callahan, literally with the staple tape on. My God, I watched this match and I'm like, indie wrestling come to national TV. I was like, holy hell! Like, I don't know how much they owed each other. I don't know. I watched the video package. I followed the story from the video package, what happened, what led up to the match and everything. But I'm like, with all of that, did he? How much did he owe? Who attacked whose wife? Who did this to? I'm like, my God, those guys went in there and it's like, see, they signed a waiver. I'm like, dead or alive, we are doing this, and they went in there and cooked. This was how I was watching the match. At some point, I literally was running all of. This was one of. Okay, so here's the funny story. So right now, as you can imagine, you see the pictures all over the place. I'm at my godparents. So I've been here for a couple of weeks now, and I'm like, what a better week to still be here, WrestleMania week. I need to be here, so I need to. We are watching the shows together. I'm having all the whole feel. I'm just getting, obviously, because I'm even still recovering. I was a little bit under the weather since last week, and I'm still here. I'm being taken care of, and my godfather is around. He went to work. He went for work, and my godmother is on off today, and I was like, Ma. And she was like, "What watching this morning?" I'm like, because yesterday we did watch Dynamite together. So today, I was like, I'm trying to catch up on Collision. Like, what's that? And I told her about AEW. I mean, she doesn't know anything about AEW. So when I was watching something this today, she was like, "What's going on? How can was it?" I'm like, I'm watching TNA. I'm like, TNA, TNA Impact. I'm like, actually, it's been long. I heard about it. I'm like, yeah, man, they are still alive. They are still surviving 20 plus years and still counting. And that was right when I was watching. So I was already hour plus into the show. I mean, almost 2 hours into the show. I believe it was almost at the tail end of the show. And that was when the Sammy Callahan and what's this Sammy Callahan and Manswana's match was on. And I'm like, I'm watching it. I'm like, she said, is that blood? I'm like, yes, my, it's blood. It was what kind of match? I'm like, is a barbed wire, I don't know, war, something like that. That's how they call it. And she was like, well, okay, break it down, let's watch. She was about feeding the little one, and all of a sudden, my the girls, because my godparents, they have 3 girls, so the other 2 girls, they are on holidays now. School is on break. So they all came in. Uncle Bobo, you're watching? I'm like, yeah, I'm watching. I'm like, they all came in. I'm like, everybody was like, is that blood? I'm like, that's blood. They were all intrigued. They were watching cartoon and they had to come in. You're watching wrestling? Okay, let's catch it up with you. And they were all on the screen looking at my tab, like, what's going on? What's going on? Everybody with each move, the girls were like this. So I was just, I'm like, this is crazy. Personally, I could not watch. So why would I expect them to watch you? It was so fun. And it was so crazy. There was one point, one of the girls were like, no, thank you. I'm not watching this. And she left. Only for her to be asking for her, is the match done? We're like, no, it's not done. She came back. It's like, it was so crazy. You don't want to look away. You don't want to even look at it, but you don't want to look away. You don't want to miss it. But you're like, if this was what they were gunning for, they achieved it, because you could not look away from the carnage. You could not stop yourself from watching. You still wanted to watch, but you still don't want to watch. Like, it was, we are just in mixed meaning. We were like, at some point, with the way Callahan was just getting getting in on Manswana, my government was like, I mean, the other guy needs to just start getting out. I mean, like, there was a point at some point I was like, with all of the havoc and the carnage Mans is getting, I imagine supporting the heel in this. I'm like, he's just getting fucked up. It's like he's just getting beat up and sorry, with the French there. He's just getting beat up and everything. I'm like, oh my god. Like as I'm like, just for the sake of all the beatings he's gotten, can he just get the win? Can he just get? At some point, there was one part in that this thing. He had the chance where, yeah, I think he took the salt, poured the salt. Like he had one. There was one spot where he was given the screwdriver. The girls, both the girls and my god, man, like, all of them were shouting, "Go, hit him, hit him!" So I'm like, do you not understand that he's the heel here? But as because you've watched him get beaten and beaten, you're like, let him just go get the win. And he did not even capitalize early on it. Before you know, Sammy Callahan is with I believe another screw or it was crazy, and they both hit themselves. Like it was just when Callahan won that match, my governor just went in and said, like, that guy just fucking stupid. Like, why didn't he just get couldn't he be so, where was the sense of urgency from him? And I'm like, man, he's the heel here. Like, why could he? I mean, like, sincerely, congrats to those guys. Like, that match was a banger, as the kids would say. I loved every piece of it. At the moment, I was like, oh shit, I was really, really scared. I'm like scared for their well-being and scared for the way they felt and all of that. But it was just like a whole crazy situation over there for them. And I looked at it, I'm like, wow, amazing job by those guys, amazing job. We also had Slamovich and Joe Hendrick with Casablanca and Kazarian on this show. They did an incredible job. Santana and the Hardys winning over Ali, and that was it was great seeing Mustafa Ali and seeing the Hardys perform and Santana and all of that. EY advancing to the match, Macklin advancing to I mean, like from you see on the bottom of the screen, you will see Macklin, winning the TNA International Championship. I'm like, it was amazing because from Forgotten Sons on SmackDown to being fired to being a staple of TNA all these years and getting to be world champion, I believe twice, and now this, like for someone that has watched his career, and I literally been in touch with what he's doing and how he's doing. Like I was really, really proud of him for everything he did there and how all he has done to overcome everything he's done. Same for his wife, Diana Perazzo. Although she's with AEW, which I'm like, what are they doing with her? Just like a whole lot. I love this guy, and like the story is really amazing. I love it that from Forgotten Sons, Forgotten No More is the TNA International Champion. And congrats from Good Morning Wrestling to Steve Macklin on that. I love every single bit of that. And if you see after that, we want to really get into the most emotional part for me. You know, as a wrestling fan, you love the guys. You don't want them to get injured. You don't want them to get into trouble. You don't want them to be in any sense of danger, but you want them to be able to perform and entertain and be there for you. And one of the greatest moments for me for tuning into this pay-per-view the was Chris Bay. I mean, he epitomizes unbreakable as a mindset. He is indeed unbreakable. I loved every single bit of it, and I you could see how overcoming with emotions that his friend is Austin was. Indeed, he's a brother. Indeed, he's a friend. You couldn't be more prouder of that moment. And I looked at that moment, and I'm like, I was so proud of what they did, and I'm like, amazing, and it was amazing. And we if you haven't tuned in on the show, I the emotional promo he did come to cut in on that show. It was so emotional for me not to have some of it being played there. So I wanted to, like, break it down since it's the Lions Den section, to break it down here. Zakiwani underscore 9. I'm going to get in on your chat. I'm gonna get in on your chat now before I get back to the show. He said, imagine these all chaos in the CM Punk versus OTC versus set match for Paul Heyman. Then the song of oh shit. Please, Zaki. I don't want to be the bearer of bad news, but I'm not sure. I will be as shocked as you if Brock is comes back on this match. But I feel Brock coming in on this match, it will be a great moment. But I'm not sure, like with the way with the PR move that they are all the red flags they are getting, they have been catching all weekend, all week since yesterday and today. I doubt they would want to, except they want to turn, they don't even want to turn heel right now and turn heel and bring in do that. That would be a great moment because you have all of the Paul Heyman guys, except Rollins. Rollins is not the Paul Heyman guy. Roman, Brock, and CM Punk. Those are the Paul Heyman guys. So, like, I still believe Rollins should walk out with Paul Heyman as his guy and all of that. So, like, it's just like a whole lot. Like I said, I'm supposed to the get in on getting on the amazing promo that was from Chris Bay. But before I do that, I want to once again, because this is a situation that we are on this brand, on this channel, on this network really wants to get done. And Sakev is so open about wanting to have female presence here, female voices here. I know Heather is doing a nice job. He is looking at like what was the way we could expand? What more way can we improve? What more way can we be able to be the difference in the world of pro wrestling and the world of sports entertainment as a whole? And this channel offers a whole lot on that. And you can imagine that I've been on this all show, and I said as long as we have a show live here on this channel, on this network, would always spread the word. And if you are asking what am I talking about, here is what I'm talking about. And please, if you know somebody that knows somebody that knows somebody, please make sure you get them, you share this. Don't forget to like, subscribe, turn on the notification button so that you can know us, see us when we come on the show, know when we have a show ready for you. As part of this is Good Morning Wrestling. I'm your host, I'm your lion. This is as part of the Heel of the Ring podcast. We come to you on Saturdays with a weekly wrestling review. We go all out to review every pro wrestling promotion and of the biggest topics going on in the world of pro wrestling. Sakev, Chris, and occasionally I come in there to do the great show for you. We have shows from UFC, MMA, NHL, NFL, this sports network. We do everything possible to make sure that it is worthwhile for you, is worth the time. So we are still looking forward to expanding. We're looking forward to broadening our scope and all of that. And how well can we best do that is by having a female presence here on the show. So if you know somebody that knows 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 somebody, you can help us spread the word. And don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and comment, and send in the word and spread the word for us. And if you're asking how can I do that,
Sports Jedi Network, the Hell of the Ring podcast, is wanting to start and bring on the channel a women's wrestling podcast. We love to keep growing our audience, looking for eager, dedicated, insightful commentary and unique takes on wrestling news. We're impactful voices in the podcast arena. If this sounds like you, please reach out to me, and we want to create wrestling content together. Email me at bxjedi76@gmail.com or DM me at bxjedi76.
Hey, Zaki. Indeed, Zaki, I really do appreciate the fact that you are really interactive on the show. You are really interactive on the show. If you are on X, you can follow me on X at I'm going to yeah, you can. If Sakev, if you are please listening to this, you could drop my handle on, yeah, you can follow me on X at Samuel Ekpe. Samuel EKPE 7 at Gmail. I say at Gmail. I'm not gonna give, I'm giving my email away, but yeah, Zaki, I love you, man. Thank you so much for chiming in this morning. So or you could as well drop your X handle on the chat so I can follow you after the show. I'm gonna have a conversation because I feel like you have a lot of fix and you are really, really passionate about this. Thank you so much for tuning on the show. To the rest of you watching us and being here, please don't forget to like, subscribe, turn on notification and spread the words. We love you so much. Thank you for tuning in here, and we really do appreciate. So back to Unbreakable, what was one of the best shows that I've watched for the Chris Bay situation. So yeah, it's Chris Bay and the promo, and I would love to break it down because like this really hit home. This really hit right home for me personally. And I looked at it. I'm like, I love this. I love what they are doing with him. I love how they are handling this, and this was an incredible one. So here we go, Chris Bay at Unbreakable.
172 days ago, I had an accident in the ring that changed the course of my entire life forever. Because right in the middle of that ring, I broke my neck and I paralyzed myself. And the truth be told, easily the most scary and embarrassing moment in my life. And I was embarrassed because I wanted to be able to finish the match and perform for all of you because I love this so much.
And I really needed to stop there because, and I hope this really gets to the wrestlers, this really gets to the performance and the athletes that we have. This is emotional for me personally as a man because hearing somebody that literally almost died, literally almost, would there was a slim chance of him not even going to be able to walk again. And the feeling he's having is embarrassment. And he's telling you, and it would have been easy for him to just not say this or just not um be real with himself and be real with what he felt. I appreciate the fact that he's sharing, but at the same time, like I felt some kind of way. I'm like, he feels this way and embarrassment for not being able to finish. It shows you the love and passion these wrestlers have for this role of them being wrestlers. Because I'm like, you literally, you did not even know if you could move. You don't even know if you know it was bad. You know you were injured. You know it was bad. For him to still give you the reflection of like him lying down there and feeling as if he he could not him not finishing the match was bad because you know them. I.e., you see, we all saw what happened with JD McDonough on Raw, where like that brutal landing and he still went in there and finished the match. We listened to his interview with Chris Van Vliet. I mean, Chris Van Vliet always does a great interviews, and he did said like there was no way he could see himself not finishing that match. And for some of the wrestlers that did not even get to finish their match when something tragic happens to them, you see how it gets them. You see how they want to walk their whole life to come back and get it. I can't even imagine what Kevin Owens is feeling at the moment because his own is crazy. Like working all year to get to WrestleMania and your match was confirmed only for you to get so injured to be able to compete on. Like that has to be one of the most mind-boggling thing. And I'm like, if this got to Chris Bay this way, like I can just imagine some of the wrestlers that had to deal with tragic injuries and how they were able to handle it and how this thing gets to them this way. And it was just like a whole lot. Like me hearing him say that, I'm like, embarrassment. Like that would be the last thing that I would be thinking he would be feeling. But this is him trying to express himself and tell you how things like this got to how it got to me in real time. And I do appreciate that. And like if I did not love him before, like you couldn't help but love him so much better now. Because you're like, with all these things you had to go through this. Yeah, welcome back to the show. And personally, for me, I just felt like that was really crazy. So to not even hold still, we'll just get right back into things. We'll just get right back into things.
But thankfully, the quick response of TNA and the incredible staff in Detroit, the doctors, the medical staff, I was able to have a successful surgery, but my future was still very unknown, as the doctors would tell me that I have a very low percentage chance of walking again. PT and OT every single day of the week. Shout out to Maddie and Jackie. I know you guys had your work cut out with me. I wasn't easy, but thank you for your patience. This man right here, this man right here, this
I really had to cut it there because I don't know, watching this back and trying to share this moment with you guys here on Good Morning Wrestling as part of the Hill of the Ring podcast live on Sport Jedi Network. It felt, I know it's WrestleMania week and tonight is the Hall of Fame ceremony, which by the time it goes live, it will be 6 a.m. Saturday morning for me here in West Africa, Nigeria. I'm like, holy hell! Like, I'm gonna be up all night for the kickoff show, straight up to SmackDown, straight up again for the Hall of Fame ceremony. So, like, I have my work cut out for me today, Friday, and I'm just looking at all of this craziness. I'm like, we have weekly wrestling to record in the next hours after that Hall of Fame ceremony, and I'm like, that's amazing. We're looking at doing a Good Morning Wrestling show. I'm like, no, 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 there's no way because we are having the Hill of the Ring podcast wrestling review hosted by Sakev. So tomorrow Saturday you're able to lock in with us. I don't know how we're gonna get that done before because Saturday we will definitely be having the kickoff, the countdown show leading up to NXT Takeover. So NXT sorry, Standard Deliver. So like we have a whole lot of work cut out for us this week on this Sport Journal Network. So like we are really, really looking forward. I don't know how Sakev is gonna arrange that, how the time is gonna be managed because we have a lot of content we have to consume. And that's why I'm like, with the whole of the crazy happening in here, I believe on this show. Oh, you obviously. So I just got a word from Sakev. There will be no weekly wrestling review tomorrow because it's actually stand and live. Exactly. Well, I was even thinking that way. I'm like, how is it going to be possible to be able to host the show before? Because straight up after the Hall of Fame, straight up to stand and deliver before you know what's going to be WrestleMania. So it's going to be very crazy. But from what I'm seeing, if we are not gonna have a weekly wrestling tomorrow, Saturday, so that means we this is a show for you tomorrow off. I don't know how Sunday is. I'm trying to tempt our producer, the host and founder of this show, Sakev. Is there a way Sunday can be looked into? Is there a way we can look at a Sunday? Is there a show that can we do a show on Sunday? Maybe move weekly wrestling to Sunday to see how we can. Is there is it possible? So if that's gonna possible, maybe doing before the end of the show, we can get a word across to us to see how possible that can be. But like that's to show you like the commitment and the love that we have here on the show to see how what we can do. So Sakev, if there's gonna be any possibility to have a show on Sunday, or are we looking at Monday? But anyhow, I believe we'll be able to work out and news will be dropping here before the show ends. I believe Sakev gonna look into that, gonna see what. So I'm just trying to tempt Sakev a little bit. He said we might not sleep unless we get those like of we are gone. So it's just like a whole lot. I hope he gets us. I hope he gets us the news. Sakev, you need to give us the news. You need to give us the news. How is it gonna be? What's it gonna be? Because we might not sleep, obviously. So I don't know. I don't know how that works. I don't know how the timing and everything is gonna work because I believe all the fans will be busy today or busy tomorrow. Because we will not even get to sleep much and we'll really get straight up to so tomorrow will definitely not be possible because even if we were to do a show, we need to do a show where like you have to be comfortable to watch and all of that. So I Sunday, Sakev, Sunday. But yeah, he will give us what he will give us what. So just to get back right into things, oh, I'm even I got off cut off guard there. So like the the situation with Chris Bay, it was amazing. Him shouting out his best friend and his best friend being there. I know we're supposed to, continue on that, but because of time and love that because we have other things to get right in on. Shout out to Chris Bay. Shout out to everybody that have been of support to him one way or the other. Shout out to the company TNA for everything they do for him. Um, what they uh do for him and everything. And I really love I really love what they do for him and everything. Thank you so much everybody that supported him. We might not sleep. We might not sleep. We until we get those likes. Sincerely, we might not sleep. We need to get those likes. We need those likes to go up. We are gone. Simple. Just hit the subscribe button and turn on the notification buttons, like I said earlier on the show, and you tell you when we go live on this show. We do everything: UFC, MMA, NHL, NBA, NFL. Like this sports channel is for you. Sports July Network and our pro wrestling shows and everything. Saturday is our weekly wrestling review, but we are skipping that tomorrow because of the big day. Stand and deliver. We see our WrestleMania kickoff. We see our WrestleMania. We have WrestleMania kickoff in few hours and SmackDown tonight and Hall of Fame. And then the next morning, we are hitting up straight up to NXT, Stand and Deliver. We are kicking up WrestleMania Countdown, 3 hours. We enter WrestleMania show. We enter the post show. Like no sleep for the weary this week. This is WrestleMania week. It's crazy for us. It's crazy. So um, we love to get into the thick of things with you. We would love to get in on everything going on. But if there's gonna be a show on Sunday, Sakev, I'm looking for your trouble. If there's gonna be a show on Sunday, we'll let you know. But simple, just hit the subscribe button, turn on your notification buttons and all, and that will tell you when we are going live. So go into the next lineup of things here on the show on Good Morning Wrestling with your host Samuel Lion, as part of the Hill of the Ring podcast, live on Sport July Network. We'll go into the last segment of the show this morning, which is our morning top tea. Our morning top tea this morning is crazy. It's crazy how crazy it is because these past few days, since the last show on Wednesday, it's been crazy. WrestleMania week has been hitting me like a ton of bricks. I've been jumping from one podcast to the next podcast, from one content to the next content. I'm just literally consuming everything that will know what's going on, who is saying what, who is not saying what are they saying, what are they not saying. So that when I come in here live today, I can give you I can help you out of some of the things. If you look right at top of the screen there, you would see Cody was on First Take yesterday, and he had lots to say on the show over there. But I'm just trying to look at things. So Cody had a lot to say on that show. He did obviously promoting WrestleMania and everything going on there. Saying the biggest thing from that the show was actually him saying that there'll be a receipt coming in for Travis Scott, and we know that Travis Scott is coming to WrestleMania. So Cody has promised a receipt for Travis Scott. That was like one of, if not like the biggest thing from that him being on the show with First Take. That was like the biggest this thing. I did check out the director's cut for Roman and Cody on WWE's YouTube channel. I checked that out I think hours before an hour before the show today. It was amazing. The incredible takes, the incredible angles that was taken, and it just reminded me that Michael Cole literally made that match. Like it felt as if the match was happening again, all again. I love watching things like that. I'm like it still feels unreal with the Rock Cena face off, and it's so crazy how almost a year later they are working together, and we have not seen the Rock ever since. That moment when everyone, all the baby face came out like it was one of the greatest touch ever added to a match. Like the feel was him asking for Triple H, that hawk from Triple H really exemplified hard work. Looks like it felt so real. So obviously it was real. It was a real moment for them. But that's what hard work looks like in reality. Like I looked at that moment and I'm like, Cody. It felt so heartwarming. I'm like, I love it. You could go check it on WWE's YouTube channel, like the director's cut. It was like kind of like you watching the match from another lens, from another angles, different angles, and like you could see the announcers angle and cameras. You could see it's just like a whole lot. And man, damn, that made me miss Samantha the Bomb so much because I'm like the great pipes on that lady. My God, amazing, amazing, amazing. It was a nice touch. You could go check it out just for maybe to wait for the show that's coming up. But not only that, you could see from the screen there, you see Chelsea Green. So Chelsea Green was on what's his name? Chelsea Green was on Chris Van Vliet's podcast, and it's nice to see people live their dream. And it was so fun. Like it was just obviously Chris tries to make it feel more like a conversation, and he did such a nice job. And I loved everything. I loved the conversation. Everything flowed so well. But from the excerpts from the show, before we get to Chelsea Green, a shout out to Paul. Hey, the guys at the Rich Eisen show. Rich Eisen show had Paul Heyman on, and obviously Paul Heyman being Paul Heyman, the hype train and all of that. Like you see Polyman on the top of the screen there, you see Polyman up there too. Incredible take. I take notes from that too. So it was amazing. But before shout out, I just wanted to give like a shout out to that because that was amazing. But for the Chelsea Greens own, there was a part from one of the most important parts from that sit down interview that I was like, oh, I would love to share with you guys this morning. And this was Chelsea Green on Chris Van Vliet's podcast on Insight.
I don't know if you've heard. Cody hates when I say that. Why? He's so jealous I didn't say the female Cody. I don't want to be the female Cody. I want to be the female Miz.
What do you mean by that?
I mean, look at the life he's built for himself. He's got 2 beautiful kids. He lives in a beautiful house in beautiful California with his beautiful wife. He comes to WWE and he does all these appearances and he holds himself with like such grace, and he can lose, but people still find him entertaining. And when you need to put a celebrity in the ring and have someone, lead him through a match and lose, there he is.
Yeah.
There he is. And I love that for him. And nobody ever like looks at him and is like, oh my, he is such a cool winner and this and that. Like, that's not the trajectory of my career. That is the trajectory of like Bianca and I think Rhea and Charlotte Flair. Like they're, you know what I mean? Like they're very strong, very powerful. They're going to do the flips. They're going to win. They're going to headline WrestleMania. But like, I don't necessarily need that. If it comes, it comes. But if I just have a great life where I make a lot of money and put a lot of smiles on people's faces and I end up doing all these other amazing things along the way, then I'm fine with that. I'm totally fine with that.
Yeah, you're about creating moments.
Yeah, so that was Chris. That was Chelsea Green on Chris Van Vliet's podcast, Insight. It, it really draws insight. You see, try to tie it back to Cody Rhodes on the top of the screen, being on first take, and then Chelsea trying to define our own character by saying For me personally, like this is me trying to put in context with what Chelsea, because like Chris trying to get into the intellect of like Chelsea's character, and Chelsea really went in depth on like different characters she's had over the years as a pro wrestler and everything, and why Chelsea Green being one of the realest ones and the ones that she feels so best with, and the fact that she's been allowed to be her and everything, and all the hard work this one has been through. She was part of the Tough Enough in 2015, I believe, and then she's been fired, I mean, a gazillion times. And she said, because it's very difficult to see wrestlers tell you that WWE is their dream. They will try, obviously, with the incoming of with AW being part of the wrestling discussion and everything, so everybody were like, okay, so we don't have to really say about WWE anymore, so that we might not lose opportunity to not go to AW and all of that. So to have Chelsea tell you that WWE was always the goal, like even when she said she received the call from Johnny Ace, Johnny Laurinaitis, we know him. Oh, so like immediately she took up the pen and like she started writing what she needs to do and what she needs to do so that she can get back in and all of that. And you see, since the very um first time she got back in 2023 during the Royal Rumble, like this woman has been giving so much of, like, she's not been giving so much, she's been giving so much, so little, and she's doing so much with it. I mean, somebody that she's the epitome of maximizing your minutes. Chelsea is the one, because Chelsea has been a standout. Everybody has been clamoring for Chelsea. When everybody supports her, like she took the Cameron, the angry girl, the blonde, the I mean, the dumb blonde. I mean, she took everything, the brunette, anything you want to call, like, she took all of that, and she rolled with it, and now she's the U.S. champion, and now she has a crew. Like, it's just a whole lot. You could look at her. I'm like, when you talk about hard work and maximizing your minutes, she's the epitome. And you saw the part where she said like she doesn't want to be Cody Rhodes. She wants to be like Miz, because that's another person. Miz, like, Miz has always been here. Miz has always been here. Miz is Miz, and like is whatever hosting TV show comment. I mean, Miz was on commentary with Michael Cole earlier this year, and I was like, I mean, why hasn't Miz been tapping me? He's so good with that. I mean, Miz can do just about anything, and seeing Chelsea, talk about her character and everything, talk about how she's like, oh, Cody, Cody always gets so pissed with everybody. That Cody is something else. So just a whole lot, and I love listening to that, and I love getting in on that. That was incredible. So still on here, you would see the sit down with the round table, WrestleMania 41 roundtable that JD from NY did, Jesse, Titan Smack, Angle, Sanzip, and the rest did. It was I know, and there's no excepts from that. I don't have excepts from that, or I did a note taking for that. I wanted to bring that up because of like, or want some takes that they did there, and why I want to do that is because like I felt like there was one take from Jesse Shatton when he said, he like the plot holes, the Jade factor, the Jade and Naomi factor, and he did say something very crazy. Oh, I need to really address this and talk about this. He said, if Jade knew why did she not say anything to Bianca? Like, this is like the Naomi incident. I'm like, that's cool. Jade was attacked for months. I'm like, I understand. Okay, they wanted to have the Jey moment. They were looking for, that's one thing with Triple H, which we are gonna get into. Um, him always, trying to string he knows how to string things. Sometimes he strings things too long. I'm like, damn. But I can understand because of like they got a long route. I mean, WrestleMania now is like, imagine January, you have like 4 months to get in there. So how are you going to string stories so that it will not feel stale? So that stories will not feel, so that story can still be impactful and amazing. It's just like a whole lot. And I literally do understand the mindset around that. But at the same time, you come to look at them like, okay, so I mean, she was attacked. I know she definitely was healing up. Now let's doesn't she have a cell phone? Like, how are we going to start plotting this thing of like, let's make it, couldn't she call Bianca? Couldn't she do all of that? And when Jesse said that, I just look at it in the sense of like, oh, okay, maybe I want to just go with this narrative of like, okay, she was like I'm not gonna call her. Like maybe a part of her too is also angry at Bianca for like, okay, so you Bianca joined Jade to go to the hospital. We never got the follow up in the hospital, like, oh, she said she was fine. She came back. She doesn't want to lose drop the tax into it. I think she just went right in with Naomi and did not really address like we never even see the father. Oh, she went to the hospital. Like, what's going on? Have you been calling Jade? Like, we needed to get all of that, and maybe a part of Jade will be like, okay, so girl, you did not take up on me. You did not come. Okay, maybe you say you are telling people that you did check, but maybe you did not really come to the hospital. You did not really check up on me. So even though I know that it was Naomi that she's a snake, she was the one that did that to me. Okay, I will let you. Why would you let your best friend go run around with the snake? Someone that attacked you. Don't you are you not trying to protect Bianca here? Maybe another part of like why would I protect Bianca if Bianca could not this is me like literally thinking I'm like maybe she felt okay girl since you did not you don't care about me since you like it was just like I'm going to just take care of myself. I'm going to just heal up and take care of the business when I get back there fully. I don't want to tell you obviously you're not doing anything. You care more about the titles than you care about me. So I just felt it was like kind of like the way maybe that's what they want us to be like. Okay, maybe she felt like I mean you care more about the title than you care more about me. So I'm just gonna focus on me and get back in and take care of the business myself, which she did. And Elevation Timber is still one of the best handles this thing. And obviously right now for the women, that's the best handle field going in. And JD also said something. I said JD Jesse, shout out Smacker also said something about Charlotte that she felt like is it I believe yeah, it's still him. That if Charlotte does not understand the assignment that is needed of her to do. And I'm like, I can understand where that's coming from too, in the aspect of like, it has to be scary, right? I feel it has to be scary for. I'm not here trying to like defend Charlotte and all of that, but I feel it has to be scary because if you don't change alongside, if you don't evolve alongside all that, you get left behind. Maybe some part of her too is also scared. Oh, I mean, I mean, girls are coming in. Jada Emma, Jada Parker is coming up. Julia, Stephanie Vacker. We have Bianca. We have Jade. We have Rhea. Naomi now is exploding. Bailey, Becky is still is still not here. Like we have people. So there's just a little space that what about me? So maybe she's still trying to protect herself and still trying to do the job. So it's just like a whole lot on her too. So like, but we know for sure that she does a nice job in the ring. But as if she's selling her character, selling the story is always very hard, always very crazy. So I don't know how that works out and how we get there, but like it was just an amazing this thing. If you also there we have what's your story with Stephanie McMahon with Alice our co-host. It was an incredible podcast. I love Alice's story. He really did hit me personally. Alice is the Alice is Stephanie's co-host, and it was really amazing. I really did like the show. I know Sakev did tweet out about it, and one thing also he did say, not tweet about it. He did talk about it on the Thursday Good Morning Wrestling, and he said he would be checking that out. So that I was like, "Ah, I'm gonna do you the household job to do that," and I checked that out, and it was amazing. Sit down, I love that Dana White. What? How big can you get? You get Dana White, and but the co-host Elise's story was on different levels. On parenthood, humanity, the dwarfism of their 1.5-year-old daughter. Like you could just imagine. Like I really felt she tried to control herself not to really get so emotional. When this is the first episode. It's crazy, but you can just imagine how that feels for a parent. To know that your child has to go through all of that, and you know how crazy the world is and all of that. And she's talking about the support of Stephanie McMahon and all of that. It was just a whole lot, and I did really do appreciate her sharing that story because most like sometimes you don't know how some of your story might help you. And she did tell I there was one part Stephanie asked her, like, remember what your husband told you and everything, and it's like about the child, like why me, why us, like that. And they say because we were the chosen ones. God chose us for this. God chose us to be our parents. We are we are we are chosen because we are the right ones for her. And like that it hit on a different level. Perspective swing and changes. It hits on another different level. And still on the morning top tea here on Good Morning Wrestling, a part of the Hill of the Ring podcast. This is Samuel Lyon. Please don't touch that out. You do just it's simple. Hit the subscribe button, turn your notification button, and notification bell. Sorry, so that you can see us when we are live and check out our other shows. This is amazing, and I love the fact that you're here with us. So, still on the conversation, Dana White was on the show. Um, they talked about a lot of things, perspectives, victimhood mindset, shitty jobs to build character, and Dana shared an incredible story. Um, about his son when his son was like he doesn't want to like be in school, he wants to start up a business. And obviously when you have a father that is things you feel okay, yo, I'll get that, will support me and all of that. And he did say how he going to U I think Hull, and he got a job there, and you have a conversation with him. And like the most crazy thing is like the conversation was really amazing for me. He said every single time the son is talking about the jobs there, like talking about his job, and like that's the best part for him as a father. And you just can see all of that. But there was a part from that sit down that I just want to share and just dissect here, and I hope you would love to be a part of this.
Life anymore. You got to get a job. So he was out in California.
This is him talking about his son.
Applications at places that you put in applications when you're 18 years old.
Mhm.
In Mount Berger, he put in an application. He ended up getting a job at U-Haul,
Okay.
right? So he's working at U-Haul, and he's calling me every day bitching about this job. How he fixed tail lights, and he had to clean all the trucks out, and
Yeah.
lots of bad stuff that he had to go through, and I loved every minute of every one of those conversations.
Yeah.
Because you have to go through that at some point in your life.
You do. You have to learn.
Yeah.
Right. And the best teacher is experience.
Yeah. And when you have parents who can just juice you here or there or whatever, and I told him, I said, if I drop dead tomorrow, right here today, this is the job you're qualified for.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because it's easy to pick up the phone and, hey,
And you have resources.
do me a favor and would you do this and that.
That's amazing because sincerely, that is it. I'm not a parent. I'm not even. Well, I know Sakef can relate to this so well. I just felt that my light has gone off again. It's crazy. I just felt like, sincerely, it would have been amazing to for him to just support his son and be there for his son and all of that. And it was just kind of that moment of reality where, as a dad, you would want to support your son, you want to be there for your son, you want to like do things for him and be there for him and all of that. But not sparing the role and spoiling the child and all of that. And Stephanie also shared the story of her child, the last child, like, you're gonna go get a job just to like build character. Like they were talking about building of character, yeah, and how somehow, some way, shitty jobs build character and everything. It was an amazing watch, and I really did enjoy my stuff on that, and like an incredible take from different, just seeing this school on different perspectives. And please, if you have not subscribed to us, subscribe to us and turn on your notification bell, and it tell you when we go live. This is Good Morning Wrestling with your host Samuel Lyon, as part of the Hill of the Ring podcast here on Sports Jedi Network live. Yeah, I'm so elated to still be here with you, and so that we have just one more thing to get into before we call it a show here on Good Morning Wrestling. But before I do that, we'll do so much here to get things done and all of that. So if you know who somebody that knows somebody that knows somebody that knows somebody that knows somebody, you go spreading the word for us, because we would love to get in right in an action. And if you're asking how to do that, here is how you do it.
Sports Jedi Network, the Hell of the Ring podcast, is wanting to start and bring on the channel a women's wrestling podcast. We love to keep growing our audience, looking for eager, dedicated, insightful commentary and unique takes on wrestling news. We're impactful voices in the podcast arena. If this sound like you, please reach out to me, and we want to create wrestling content together. Email me at bxjedi76@gmail.com or DM me at bxjedi76.
Hey, welcome back, welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. So, mm, so personally for me, I would love to, because it's just like a whole lot of things going on like right now, and I know there are people. It's still morning, and it's almost noon. It's almost noon, and you want to get right into things if it's already not noon already. But I know it's almost noon over there and all of that, and would love to like get into more things. Um, I just want to like get into one more thing. Triple H is still on his media round, and in, in controversial and controversial, you can call it. He was on. He did a sit down interview with Peter Rosenberg, and he talked about it being overwhelming as an executive here in WWE. He also did talk about being a boss and the consistency act of being the boss creative for WWE. He talked about how everything being, it has to be box office. That is him, like in terms of like the the Jey Uso situation, just like a whole lot on from that angle. you just tend to see everything going on there. And I believe I did have except from that. I don't know if I did have something from that, but I just wanted to just get into some key things there, just to like break it down here on the morning top tea. Obviously, you know how we do it here. We just get to see what happens, and we'll see how we can do that before we call it a show here today.
Championship
Please him
opportunity
on Jay Uso.
at WrestleMania against Gunther. Why is this the right moment for Jey Uso to be in this spot? Because people made it happen. Sometimes things happen organically along the way that get you to where you want to be. And Jay, through the bloodline saga, was sort of a linchpin in that storytelling, then goes off on his own. And, a lot of people question whether these guys, once they leave the bloodline, once they leave Roman, once they leave Heyman, are they going to be anything more than workers that didn't get to the top? Jay has great athletic ability, and the things he does in the ring, he does well. Is he the most technical guy here? No. Is he the greatest performer on the face of the earth in ring? No. But he has a charisma and a likability that he lets people in and they want to see him succeed. So when you walk into a building with 10,000, 30,000 or 60,000, and he walks out and that whole place is doing his entrance with him and is hanging on everything he does and are hanging on his words and are hanging on his moments, right? That's what it takes to be a top guy. It's about box office. And Jay is proving what he said he was, which is main event Jey Uso.
That is for me. That is it. That's even how I want to end the show today. Because controversial, is it technical? Is it this? But does he bring money to the product? Does he bring money for the company? Is he most loved? Is he most liked? People want to see him. Is he a household name? Whatever angle you're going to push, he is that. But we know that Jimmy is the better pro wrestler in terms of like that tandem. But Jay brings the emotion. Jay brings in the passion. Jay pulls you in. You understand? So like I love how he did address that. I know we see how kind of like, oh, we should not have critics. People should not critique. They're like, he said what he said. I don't have to agree with him for that's his own narrative. Everybody, sometimes I used to I don't like with the outrage from fans and the outrage of like people. I'm like, it's not needed because sincerely speaking, he knows that's his own opinion. Do we have to agree with everything he has to say? No, we don't. He said what he said. So moving on. Are we not going to watch? Are we not going to watch WrestleMania because Triple H said we should not critique, we should not do this, we should not that? No, that we are not going to do that. We're going to watch because that's who we are. We are fans, and we're going to say we love it when we love it. We're going to say we don't like it when we don't like it. So it's just like a whole narrative that people are just getting so worked up and all of that. I'm like, I mean, it's not even needed. So amazing. Like this has been an amazing stream. Thank you so much to Zaki Wildney. Thank you so much to Sports Jedi Network for this opportunity to be able to do this show every morning on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. Thank you so much to Sakev. Thank you so much to Chris. Thank you so much for all the crew behind all the shows. We'll be live on playback today, I believe, for SmackDown. It will be for the stream on playback. Check us at Sports Jedi Network. You watch with us. You be with the crew. Will be all weekend long. Everything will be watching live. I believe. I'm very sure of that. And please don't forget to hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, comment, and send in your word. Spread the word. Turn on your notification button when you do so. This is still Good Morning Wrestling with your host Samuel Lyon, and this was an amazing stream here live for the live Friday morning show. Sorry, I'm already ready for Friday Night SmackDown. I know the kickoff is in 2 hours, and we have a lot to get into. And please, we love you. Thank you so much for tuning in, and we can't wait to be able to break this down when we do. This was an amazing stream. I love you so much. I can't wait to be back here when I do still Monday morning. Thank you so very much.